On April 1st, 2026, the US was supposed to hand you a legal right to your own bank data. The right to take your money, your history, your loan, and walk. Instead, a court froze it, and the agency that wrote it called its own rule unlawful. That same season, Brazil quietly shipped the exact thing America couldn't. Here's a question that sounds simple and it isn't. Why is it so hard to switch banks? You think your data is yours. Your transactions, your payment history, your loan terms. In most of the world, it isn't really yours, it's theirs. The bank's most valuable asset isn't your money, it's your data and your contract. As long as it owns both, you are stuck. You can't compare, you can't carry your history. The expensive loan stays expensive because living is a chore. The friction isn't a bug. The friction is the product. And the workaround Americans use is worse than people realize. To let an app see your accounts, you hand over your bank login. A middleman literally scrapes the screen. That scraping fails at least 30% of the time. And it means giving away your password. The US regulator admitted some firms made switching harder on purpose to hold your data and boost profits. Brazil looked at and made a different call. If you saw my video on Pix, you already would know the pattern. The central bank builds the public rail and makes everyone plug in. They did it again, but this time with your data. Our data actually, the Brazilians' data. And it's called open finance. The rule is blunt. The data belongs to the customer, not the bank. So every institution has to open a standardized connection and hand your data back to you or to anyone you authorize. Not screen scraping, not your password. A real connection with a consent switch you control, or us, the Brazilians. And we can flip that switch off whenever we want. This isn't a pilot. It's been running for years at national scale. Tens of millions of active consents, around 800 institutions connected, and billions of security data calls every single week. While America argued about whether you should own your data, Brazil just shipped it. But open data on its own is just plumbing. Here's the move that makes it real. Brazil bolted credit portability on top. Picture it. You have a personal loan at a high rate. A smaller bank offers you a better one. In the US, that's a refinancing headache most people never bother with. In Brazil, you authorize it in your app, and the loan itself moves to the cheaper bank, fully online in around 5 days, a quarter of the time it used to take before. And here's the detail I love as a product person. Your current bank is allowed to fight back with a counter offer right there on your screen. So the state didn't pick a winner. It forced the competition to happen for you every single time. You don't shop around. The banks shop for you. Now extend the line because this is where it gets interesting. Once your data is standardized and portable by law, software can act on it. Not fragile scraping, a clean permissioned rail. In May 2026, a Brazilian fintech wired regulated bank data into AI assistants. Yeah, ChatGPT and Claude. You can now ask in plain language about your own accounts. Not a screenshot, not spreadsheets. Your actual bank talking fucking back. People are calling Brazil the first AI native banking economy. And the reason isn't the AI, of course. It's the rail underneath it. And an agent is only as good as the data it's allowed to touch. And here, by law, it's allowed. Here's the part that should bother every single American watching this. The US wrote almost the same law. Section 1033, your data, yours for free. They set April 1st, 2026 to switch it on. Then the bank sued. The new leadership called the rule unlawful and moved to kill it. A court put it on ice. And the deadline for the big banks lead to 2027 or even later. Sorry about that. Same idea, two outcomes. Brazil's regulator built the rail and made everyone get on it. America's regulator wrote the rail, then baked it away. The difference isn't technology. Both countries had the engineers. The difference is institutional will. So here's what I want you to sit with. The bank that won't let you go off your data, the loan you can't move, the password you hand over just to see your own money. You've been told that it's just how banking works. Brazil is the proof that is a choice, a design choice, and a country of 200 million people chose differently. I build products from inside this ecosystem. This is the kind of shift the outside world keeps missing. If the pig story hooked you, this is the same playbook, one layer up actually. Consider subscribing because there's more where this came from.